Shoot, I think mm, oh, okay, that's great. That's great. That's great. How did it go? Okay, yeah. Okay, good, 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 good. Okay, good. You got me there where I can use it, and I am live. Let's turn on. Yeah, turn on the music. There you go. You back. Okay, let's get into it. Wait a minute, I still got a little bit of time. Let me heat up this again. Oh, boy, that's okay. Okay.
Single full stack team in one workspace. Watch this. Build me
Okay, here we go. Okay, let me get down. Let me get over here and turn off the music. Hey, everybody, how you doing? Welcome. Those that in here with me. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for that. You guys, how are you doing? Happy Monday. Happy New Week. Uh, let's talk about the Trump situation. about what it basically is going on. A couple of things that you did not know about what is going on out here in these streets is that Gayle King from, I think, for CBS, Gayle King had got debuted Friday. Don't y'all remember that Trump had said that Gayle King ain't all? I'm gonna put it in Dolby's way. Gayle King, I need a little lipstick. Gayle King, not all that. He don't think so. She says he don't think that she's a great reporter. All right. Now let me tell you this: Gayle King had got her papers and had to be sent on her way. Allegedly, they said that President Trump had did some kind of way, a threat, maybe allegedly. I'm gonna put it in my word. Give CBS another way how they can turn their channel around by getting rid of Gayle King. So Gayle King have been giving her walking papers on to something better that she can do and wants to do, what she about. Now let me tell you something identified with Gayle King. Gayle King, I really don't. Gayle King was, Hun Oprah's good Judy. Gayle King never did come down here with us. Y'all don't like this here kind of talking. Gayle King ain't never came down here with us. Gayle King always, when she got the breakthrough with Oprah, or Oprah gave her so much millions of dollars. Gayle King never did come around here to see how we was doing. Always was identified with her pack of woods. I don't feel no kind of way forever about Gayle King. I don't feel no, because she got millions. I don't feel no kind of way about her whatsoever. Trump was coming for her. Trump could have took the whole station and got everything up in the uproad if he wanted to. So anyway, Gayle King on CBS, they had told her Friday that she got to go out that door over there, okay, to the left. All right. Those that haven't knew about it, they said that she would go on and do better and bigger things. How could you go on and do better and bigger things when you ain't have no plans to know that this is what you're going to be coming in? Right now, I'm going to show you something. Where's all that? And nobody cannot tell it better than Willie D TV. Hold 1 second. And I feel the same way how you feel about Gayle. Gayle is not one of our favorite person. Gayle ain't never, after Gayle got off on her knees or whatever she was doing, Gayle didn't look back here. Oprah did more looking back here than Gayle. So anyway, let me give you something identified with Gayle that why she don't have no job. Why CBS had to get rid of her. Hold 1 second here. Okay, let me put that down here. Okay, let me put this right here. Okay, CBS basic ain't okay, well we can do. Okay, here we go. We can go right over here. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go. Okay, it's out in the paper.
Hey, Tone, why should people come to the AI Advantage Summit November 6th, 7th, and 8th?
It's a good ad, isn't it?
So the reports are out and Gayle King is not happy about it. I'm going to show you a video about it. But guys, can we be honest? Who is watching mainstream media anymore? Is anyone watching this? I mean, I don't know anyone who gets their news from CBS Morning Show, let alone CBS in general. Like, can we really talk about how the mainstream media have eaten themselves alive?
Okay,
they spend years doing biased coverage. Everything is left. There's nothing independent about the news, not at all. And not just left, but like demonizing anybody who doesn't think like them, anybody who's right, anybody who's independent. Well, then you're persona non grata. They don't give a damn about you. They've cozied themselves up to Hollywood and celebrities, and they're paid astronomical numbers to do absolutely nothing but lie and gaslight and just spin a bunch of propaganda down our throats. So guys, it says here, Gayle King leaving CBS Mornings as network faces internal turmoil. Now, this is a report and it's all over the place, but I want to show you something else before we get into that. This is an exclusive. Gayle King angrily addresses the reports that she's out at CBS Mornings. Let's see what she has to say.
Allegedly.
Hi, good morning, Miss King. Nice to see you. How are you? So
good to see you.
It was very, very shocking to see those reports yesterday. We're all wondering if you might be going in another direction. Do you have an answer as of yet?
No, all I can say is this. From what I'm being told inside this building, take a shot, 524 West 57th Street. All I've been told by everybody in this building is that they want me here. They like the job I'm doing. I like the job I'm doing. I'll say this. I like the job and the people that I work with. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you about it. But what I'm hearing in the building is not what I'm reading in the press. And what I'm not going to do is negotiate in the media. I'm not doing that.
All right. Do you have an idea like what things might look like in May if the show's going in another direction?
I have no idea.
No idea.
All I know is I am here. I am here and glad to be here.
I'm happy to see that, Miss
Bye,
King.
Tiffany.
Bye. Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
So she has absolutely no idea.
Okay.
Does anybody believe that? All I know is that in this building, they said they like me here. In this building, they told me that this is BS. She knows exactly what's going on. These reports aren't pulled out of thin air. People are not making it up, okay? This is out here. She knows what's going on. She just doesn't want to admit it. And honestly, I have absolutely no love, care. I don't give a damn about any of these elites in media because all they do is lie. All they do is spin propaganda down our throat.
Okay, let's go. Let's leave from here. 1 second. Let's go. Okay. Okay, let me see. Okay, if y'all just deal with me, I'm going to report. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Gayle King shut down rumors she's leaving CBS Mornings, saying she's heard nothing of the sort inside the network. CBS confirmed no talks about her contract, which runs through May 2026, calling her a valued team member amid the Paramount Skydance layoffs. Gayle King shut down rumors she's leaving CBS Mornings, saying she's heard nothing of the sort inside the network. CBS confirmed no talks about.
That's not that is not basic act. If dealing back with our President Donald Trump. Donald Trump was the one that made the remarks to Gayle King and CBS. Dealing back with Gayle King. Let's go and hear this in here, ladies and gentlemen.
First, Stephen Colbert, and now Gayle King. The star anchor of CBS Mornings might be the next highly paid and highly opinionated talent on the chopping block. Sources tell the Post that with Skydance soon to be in charge of things at CBS and their promise to end left-leaning bias at the network, the 70-year-old morning show mainstay may soon be hitting the unemployment line. pointing to a steep ratings decline for King's show over the past few months. The source blames the progressive programming decisions of King and her executive producer, Shauna Thomas. Our insider says, quote, the morning show audience wants optimism and cheer and joy, and what they were producing is at odds with audience expectations. Now, King's contract, which we hear is worth somewhere between 13 and 15 million bucks, is up next May.
Okay.
First, Stephen Colbert, and now Gayle King, the star anchor of CBS.
Okay. Let's go right here to my good friend. Okay, let me see. I think so. This is going to be one of his shorts. Let me see one of his. Let me see if this is going to be a short. Give me 1 second, you guys. See, I can pull that up. Oh, come on, Willie. Let me see. Okay, let me just go right here. How y'all doing today? Thank you for coming back over here. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go. It ain't nobody can say it better than my buddy, Willie D. Thank you. Let's go, Willie.
We are finished. Humans are using Riverside to make that are way more engaging than talking AI Yetis.
The people that she hang around, you know,
It's never been easier to start a podcast than with Riverside. Here's how it works. First, go to riverside.fm and
It's over. He said she had no talent, no ratings, and no strength. Yeah. Well, just on yesterday, it was announced that Gayle King will be stepping down from her position as CBS Mornings anchor. Yeah. Coincidence? Or something a little bit more nefarious at play here? What do you think, fam? Give me a thumbs up if you think Trump contributed to Gayle King's downfall. Give me a thumbs down and say, nah, man, it's just a coincidence. Man, he ain't got that kind of power. I'll give you a few moments to think about it. Okay, time's up. Listen, fam. I believe Donald Trump absolutely had something to do with Gayle King so-called stepping down. Now, the folks over at CBS would have us believe that Gayle King is just stepping down. She's still in the family. She's probably going to work on her own show or something like that. Or, you know, she's going to be working in some other capacity with the company. But they don't know what. Who quits a job and don't have a backup? That don't sound like quitting to me. That sounds like firing, being demoted at the very least. I don't feel anything for Gayle King because Gayle King played the game for her benefit and the benefit of the network. And we all know what the network is about. The network is about getting ratings, and you get ratings at anybody's expense except the network's expense. And whoever or whatever group that network executive belongs to. Some of these people, black people, who are in executive positions or who are in high positions, well, with talent at these networks and even corporations and things of that nature, their job is to undermine the black community. They would do jobs. They would take on stories that they know hurts the black community. But because they're getting a check, they check the box. Gayle King has never struck me as someone who is a lover of her people. She's never struck me as that type of person. I'm not fooled by the fancy clothes and the fancy words and the education. I'm not fooled by the people that she hang around, you know, the oligarchy, the elite. None of that impresses me. What I'm more concerned about is, what kind of person are you? I've seen Gayle King throw her own people under the bus many times. I mean, she has no problem doing it. When she talks about other people, she straddles the fence, or she just kind of like just reports. She's very neutral. But when she's going in on a story where she's doing a hit piece on her own people, she will lean and she lets you know kind of where she stands without actually saying the words. She lets you know what side she's on by the way she sets up the questions and responses. Yeah, fam. I see, man, I see it. Who remembers when former WNBA superstar Lisa Leslie interviewed with Gayle King? And Gayle King asked Lisa about Kobe's legacy. And she brought up the rape charge against Kobe, which was settled out of court and dismissed. The charges was dismissed, but they settled out of court for some unspecified amount of money. Well, a lot of them folks was bringing that up on the day that Kobe died. They were trying to, you know, tarnish his image. And here come Gayle King piling on. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. But she also, you know, she did a number on R. Kelly too. Now, R. Kelly did some damage on himself, but she also contributed to it. Right in line with what Oprah did to Michael Jackson, who was supposed to be her friend. Remember when Oprah used to visit Neverland and she'd be just smiling and Mike be walking around and she'd just be laughing and just loving on Mike and hugging, and Mike died and she put those dudes, the white boys, in front of the cameras and allowed them to lie on Mike and say Mike had did this to him and did that to him. And it was discovered later on that they lied. In fact, I believe at least one of them actually admitted he lied. Oprah gave them the platform to tear Mike down. This was supposed to be her friend. I don't rock with Oprah or Gayle King, and I don't give a damn how successful they are. I know that some of us are so desperate that we will take anything as a symbol of success in the black community, right? This is how these type of people get by, because we just accept anything. We don't look at integrity. We really don't consider integrity. We just look at, you know, how much money they making. They're getting money. We need to ride with them. We need to support that. Nah, not me, fam, not me. And here's the deal, fam. I really want to.
Okay.
Because we do need economic power.
Okay.
And we do.
Okay, we had enough reality. So now that we know exactly how that he feel, now let's move on to some other stuff that I want to talk about today with you guys. As you know, Gayle King, if you have not, welcome family. Got to get used to that word. That's the word. Welcome family. And welcome to the Scooters Lounge. As you know, Gayle King got fired Friday. Okay, Trump was behind it, but anyway, we gonna move on because Gayle King ain't never came over here in our neck of the woods, so I cannot respond too much on it. Everything basically allegedly. You can also go to the New York Post and other the shade room, and you will see the same thing. But coming from me, I'm just gonna have to put that little bit on it that allegedly. I'm sorry. So anyway, let's move on. Let's go on. Shut yourself. Let's go on here. Dealing with the food stamp. Food stamp. I'm gonna put on my community wall. Hold up a second. With the food stamp. A lot of people get their food stamp November the 1st. Okay. November the 1st came, but over the weekend, Saturday, and they did not receive it. The food stamp is going to be delayed. Okay, now look. Today, on Friday, Trump came back with a decision for the had sent back to the judge for them to look over why he got when two judges said that no, didn't fight with the food stamp don't go into this is shutdown. No. Okay. Donald Trump came back with and told his lawyers to go back to them. Hold up a second. Here we go. Go back and tell them, ask them basically is why. Okay. Basically like why for them to go over what they had done said and what they had done found. Okay, here we go. Let's go here. After Donald Trump had want to know the reason why, what, boo, damn, and everything else, why they got to do the thing that they do. So he sent his lawyer. Okay, this is what it had came back and said. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on, let me get us up to date, Graham. I had it right here. Okay, here we go. This is what it came back to say. I'm gonna go with this in here.
Tired of having to stream in 720p in StreamYard or having to pay more to get 1080p quality? We got you. Start using.
This is
okay.
This is
so
just,
the government shutdown as it stands right now. 31 days, 17 hours into this thing. That means we're technically in the 32nd day of the shutdown. Also, SNAP restrictions. That's something we've been discussing all week.
How y'all doing today?
Nearly 42
Please
million
like
Americans
video.
have lost their food stamp benefits. Standing by is Aaron Pellish. He's a reporter with Politico. He's been tracking this. You know, this has been such a big talker all week, the SNAP angle to this shutdown. Everybody was talking about the beginning of November. It's November 1st. What do we need to know today?
Yeah, you're right, Austin. Everyone was looking at November 1st as this key checkpoint on when and to see if both parties are going to be able to solve this shutdown, barreling toward the longest U.S. government shutdown in history. My colleagues, Grace Yarrow and Marcia Brown, reported that story you just brought up. 42 million Americans losing their food stamp benefits today. That's 1 in 8 Americans. And there's really two ways that this can get solved. One is through the courts. There's a couple federal lawsuits. 2 federal judges have ruled the administration must use emergency funds to pay for the food aid program. It's possible that the Trump administration will comply with that order. President Trump posted on social media last night that he is open to complying with that order pending the right judicial guidance. But even if that takes place, it still could take days and weeks for people to get those benefits. Obviously, we're coming up to Thanksgiving where, that's a really critical issue for people who need that food. The other way is, of course, that the government could reopen and fund that program in full. But we don't really know as of now whether or not there's any movement on this issue, despite both parties being really concerned about this lapse in benefits. And, you've heard Republicans and Democrats in Congress really concerned. You've heard Republicans, Democrats, governors and legislatures in states scrambling, trying to keep this program funded. But you're right, Austin, this was kind of a big checkpoint in terms of how close the government would be to coming to a resolution on funding the government. And we've barreled right through it. And we're kind of now at in a new frontier in terms of how this is going to get solved.
So, Aaron, yesterday, a federal judge ordered the Trump administration to continue to fund the SNAP program during the shutdown. It was phrased this way in the Associated Press. This is going to deliver near-term relief to roughly 42 million Americans. Help us make sense of the judge's order yesterday, if you can. Did it basically aim to avert the crisis altogether? Was it that simple? Because President Trump sent out something shortly after that ruling saying that it wasn't that simple.
That's exactly right. If you read the order, from my understanding of the order and from reading some of the reporting and from some of the lawyers who have commented on this, the order would fund temporarily the SNAP program in full for a short amount of time using emergency funding that is set aside through USDA. The president, based on what he's put out, and again, this is all kind of fresh and new, and this could change by Monday when some of these judges, and there's two cases, one of them that you mentioned, where judges are asking for updates on Monday. There's a chance that the administration could reverse its course, but based on what the president sent out, he seems temperamentally open to the idea of having a judge order the administration to fund the program. But it is a little bit different than him willingly going out of his way to fund the program. There seems to be some unwillingness to volunteer that. He seems to be indicating that he wants to be compelled by a judge to do it, which is a little bit of a tightrope that he's walking there rhetorically. But it's still kind of early days in this lawsuit, and obviously I think the big takeaway from these judicial rulings is that it's clear that there is a administration. They are trying to require the administration force their hand to fund this program that was meant to be a pivot point on shutdown negotiations. If this program does remain funded, whether compelled by a judge or voluntarily by the administration, it does take away that negotiating chip off the table for Republicans trying to pressure Democrats to come back to the table to negotiate the shutdown. It does so that it's a little bit clear what the politics of it, but the ruling, as you stated, is pretty straightforward here.
You know, I've been sounding like a broken record for the past month, saying almost every night that both sides, amid this shutdown, have been pointing fingers at one another, and there hasn't been a ton of positive information or any information to indicate that some sort of solution to fund the government is imminent. It just hasn't been something that we've seen materialize quite yet. Are you starting to hear of anything on Capitol Hill in the coming week that indicates, and this SNAP thing sure does seem to be putting political pressure on Congress in a way that perhaps wasn't happening earlier in the shutdown. Are there any indicators? Is there any reason for some optimism that this thing could get solved sooner rather than later?
I think if you read the fine lines and read the tea leaves, you can find optimism. Just to take you back to where this all started, you remember this, Austin, that this shutdown, Democrats were trying to force this shutdown from the very beginning around one specific issue, which is extending healthcare benefits for extending Obamacare tax subsidies that were going to lapse, and trying to force Republicans on that issue and threatening to, and ultimately shutting down the government because Republicans weren't willing to negotiate on that issue. We've clearly moved away from that issue into what for a period of time was furloughed workers and layoffs and programs expiring for a handful of weeks. And now we're in a period where we're talking about SNAP benefits and food aid expiring today. The posture from the White House and from Republicans has remained the same the entire time. We're not negotiating on specific policy issues without a clean continuing resolution first. You saw the president I think it was yesterday on social media, call for the elimination of the filibuster. My colleagues at the White House have reported that the president knows that Republicans aren't going to eliminate the filibuster over just to reopen the government. But he's trying to highlight the fact that he needs Democratic help in order to fund the government. And that's his way of doing that. But now we're at a point where it does feel like, and we mentioned this a couple of times, that November 1st, this SNAP benefit expiration was kind of a pivot point. One other pivot point we might see is Tuesday's elections. There's some big elections in various states, in Virginia and New Jersey, in California, that could determine how it will be a better a data case of how each party's voters are feeling about the current state of the country and the current the state of their political parties, respectively. If Republicans, carry New Jersey and do really strong in Virginia and have a better showing than expected in California, then you might see Democrats, be rethinking their strategy on this issue and be maybe more willing to come to the table. As of now, it doesn't necessarily seem like Democrats are taking the brunt of the responsibility or taking the brunt of the blame from voters. An ABC News Washington Post poll that came out yesterday had Republicans by, I think, 9 or 10 points holding more responsibility for the shutdown. That's sort of an increase for Republicans than where those polls were as recently as 2 weeks ago, when voters mostly held Democrats and Republicans equally to blame. But I do just want to share something that happened earlier today. My colleague Samuel Benson, who's at the Republican Jewish Coalition's annual convention in Nevada, where Mike Johnson is speaking, Speaker Mike Johnson, he said in remarks that were largely, in line with what he's been saying about these negotiations the entire time, saying that Democrats need to come to the table and they're trying to appease the most left and radical edge of their base. He said that, quote, "We do have a sense that something may change next week," which is something of an indication that there's...
This is how I feel about it. This is how I feel about it. What is basically going on? My opinion about it. Hello, everybody. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, please. Thank you. This is how I feel about it. Democrat. First thing is that this here should have took place in February, right? Y'all gave him a time to gave him 6 months or whatever length of time that y'all gave him. Okay. We don't came this far here, dealing back with the people, dealing back with their insurance, with our insurance, and with food. When they do this, they'll break through with getting the people the food stamps. Okay, Democrat, then you guys can finish. But I would say right now, allegedly, with the little that I know in this here politics, is that no, don't break for them. Don't break for them. If that's what you got them to hold on, dealing like that, we just got 1 more month. Don't break for them. Now, with the food stamps, some food stamps is going to be delayed. If he gonna prorate them like that, what you did, we don't know. But we will know dealing fact with by Wednesday when they're going to be handed out. But right now, it's all in Donald Trump hand, because this came up Saturday. This what happened Saturday. Donald Trump told them go and ask the judge to look over the paperwork and see is that true. They supposed to see the judge today, Monday, to see is it true. Then they said by the 5th, the food stamp should be on. Then they plan, even though it will be on, it's not going to be on just like that. You see what they just said? You got to go through a couple channels to make sure it's finalized in the computer, okay? So just letting you guys know that we may have to wait till Wednesday, or we probably have to wait to the end of the week. But continue to go to your local food bank to get the help that you need in this time of crisis of what we are going through. Okay, no, don't go out there and do no kind of shoplifting, because that don't make no sense when that we know that the stamps is going to come through. Those that went and did these crimes, shame on you. It's gonna have to break somewhere. It's gonna have to give somewhere. Okay, it's gonna have to give somewhere. I hope that Walmart still stand on business. Walmart had put out and said that they will only be doing an instant cart and drive-through when you come and pick it up yourself. I hope during this here shutdown that Walmart continue to do that, because these people is not done. They don't got stealing, and this is what they gonna do even if they get their stamp. They ain't mad. They just want to see what they can get by and get away, because they want to sell it. Sell it to the people that don't get food stamp. That's what they want to do. So stores, Kroger's, Costco, all big giant stores like that, I will say to you, please stay on arm and guard. Now I'm not talking about with a guard with a firearm. I'm talking about guard like with security. Because guess what? They got to handle it. They're going to feed the people that don't get food stamps. Then they're going to do it because they want to do it. Okay. That there. But I'm telling you, dealing back with on the food stamp. Everybody know Gayle King don't lost her job. Yeah, she had done did it one more again. You know that Trump was at her for the longest. At her for the longest. Okay, so Gayle King lost her job. The food stamp is coming. Now let's talk about dealing back with. Let's talk about dealing back with the Medicaid. No, the Medicare. Those of you that was getting the shots, you know, it's the Ozempic. Those that got the blood pressure problem, the weight loss, weight gain, obese. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. If you got a private insurance besides what the government gives, that's probably the only way that you're going to get it. Other than that, you're going to have to be pulling out your personal money. Hold on, let's see, make sure I get y'all where I'm at. You may have to get out your personal money, and that stuff is over $1,000, okay? They are not giving you no more shots to lose weight. They not. Okay. That is done. Now, if you got another secondary insurance that's gonna pay for it, then all means that's how you're gonna get it. But anything dealing back with the government getting it for you on Medicare, no, you're not getting it. So just letting you know that some people have receive a paper about it, and if you haven't, get on board. Get on board and then check it out. They're not paying for it, okay? Also, too, those that was on Medicaid, Medicare, Medicaid pays what Medicare don't pay. Okay, Medicaid started cutting up in June. Then they hit you 3 months later with a bill. All the while you've been going to your doctor and it wasn't no co-payment. This co-payment stuff here, y'all be very, very careful with that. Even doing online, doing it online, doing the phone, talking to your doctor on the phone. Okay, video chat. It's a price behind it. Because I never had to pay, did in fact with co-payment, but they hit me with a $55 payment. Then I went and got then my glasses, they hit me again. And I mean, these are their glasses. They hit me again. So all that base is going to be checked out. So I'm just letting you guys know, those that are not up to par, up to date, what's going on. Your Ozempic shot, you will not be getting it. It doesn't matter whatever kind of shot that you take to put in your arm or put in your stomach for you to lose weight. You're not getting it. It's over with. Wow. Even now, some people have to get that to the children. No more. Okay. So letting you guys know, your food stamp will still be delayed. Okay, it's gonna be delayed. You may get on Wednesday, or you may get them a couple more days down the road. But for November, yes, you're gonna get them, and then let November take care of itself. Then we worry about December. Okay. I would say to the Democrat is on both parties, on both hands. Do not break, because look what happened to those that get exempted. Look what happened to those of us that cancer patient like myself. Be careful, y'all. They don't want us to get well. Because that if those that get disability, they come out better making money when we dead than we alive. That's one check they don't have to cut. That's one thing dealing back with in the system. They ain't got to worry about that. So they think that allegedly in my mind, if they can go ahead and make us obese Can't get your stimulus shot. All this type of stuff here, a matter of life and death. So it was basically what they said. You better off dead than alive, folks. So anyway, you guys, that is basic what's going on with what was the name of this video? Government shutdown and the food stamp. America is feeling it now. It's feeling it now. This is a mess. Long coming. It was coming. Nothing should not be no surprise. And the same thing I said about the invite with Jamaica. Nothing should be gone. Every 37 years, Jamaica get destroyed. Anyway, you guys, I will talk to you later. I mean, everything go okay. I can't make no promise to y'all how I'm going, but I will be coming back and giving y'all some more news, basically like what is basic breaking and what's going on in here. I will let you know about if I get a trial, which I think it's a trial that's based going on. I will hook up with that trial and we will talk about that, deal in fact with that trial. As you know, Elisa Andrews, she had found guilty. She will be sentenced on December the 8th. Okay. She got sentenced for manslaughter, aka second degree. Okay. And that's all that I got for you right now. It's more that I have for you, but it don't place the part in this here what I'm talking about. Okay. It does not place this here part here. So anyway, you guys have a good morning. I got a video chat to do. I think it's at 11 o'clock. Right now it's the beginning of the month. I'm gonna go and pay some bills, and I'll be back with y'all shortly. Thank you for your time and your patience. And again, good morning and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye. Keep on your notification. Thank you.